Thanks to Selena Wang tonight, the AI race is definitely on. I'm David Muir in.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 7, filling up at the pump. We'll hear from drivers on how the prices are impacting their financial choices as your News at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins as summer travel season begins. Drivers across the CSRA say a former Columbia County school janitor is facing charges tonight. Her boyfriend, Tony Berry, is charged with murder and kidnapping in the case. This is the story right now, actually, about human remains believed to be of a missing mother. The remains were never found once the case was initially reported. Her son was, or Berry's son was arrested on a charge of accessory to murder. Aiken County investigators say they were acting on information when they...
V.S. Edmond, WJBF, News Channel 6.
A former Columbia County school janitor is facing charges tonight. Her boyfriend, Tony Berry, is charged with murder and kidnapping in the case. This is the story right now, actually, about human remains believed to be of a missing mother. The remains were never found once the case was initially reported. Her son was, or Berry's son was arrested on a charge of accessory to murder. Aiken County investigators say they were acting on information when they discovered when they discovered the remains just off of South Carolina Highway 37, and the remains have been sent for an autopsy and positive identification. Again, this story is about Crystal Anderson and remains that were found, and they're trying to figure out if it's her. They have not specifically said just yet, but this is a case that has been going on since 2022, and we'll continue to follow it. Meanwhile, a former Columbia County school janitor is facing charges tonight. 38-year-old David Shrivastava is charged with grooming a minor and furnishing obscene material to a minor. He's accused of sending inappropriate messages and pictures to a 14-year-old who lived out of state. He had been employed as a janitor at Columbia Middle School, but has since been fired. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson announcing $250 million recovered from lawsuits filed against companies he says fueled the state's opioid epidemic. Wilson says funding received will go to the South Carolina Opioid Recovery Fund. It benefits local opioid treatment and education programs in the upstate. Those organizations can apply for money to assist residents struggling with opioid addiction.
It is hard to find a person in South Carolina or a family who has not been impacted either directly or indirectly by the opioid epidemic traveling across this country and across the state of South Carolina. That is why treatment programs are so vitally important, making sure that we have a safety net for people in South Carolina that they know about.
Wilson says his office is involved in more than a dozen investigations in the upstate involving wide-scale drug trafficking operations. Well, it's time now for a first look at our weather. Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petrocci joining us now. And Jenna, I am enjoying the early mornings, the coolness of taking my son to school. It feels so good outside.
Yep, well, we have one more of those, Dee, and it's going to be the coolest morning of the week. And it may be our coolest morning that we see for quite some time, because after that, temperatures are really heating up this weekend. But right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, it's a nice evening, a little bit breezy today with those wind gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. And this morning we started out at 56 degrees. That's 3 degrees below average. And then our high temperature of 83 was also 3 degrees below our average of 86. Currently, we're sitting in the upper 70s to lower 80s, 81 in Thompson, 80 in Augusta. Aiken, you're at 77 now. Gibson at 80 as well, and 79 in Edgefield. The winds are coming out of the northwest behind that cold front we had come through last night, so that's going to continue to bring in some cooler and dry air. The wind gusts have settled down compared to earlier, so now only gusting up to around 15 miles per hour. And for the rest of your Thursday evening, it's going to drop into the low 60s by 11 p.m., staying clear. The winds will also continue to lighten up once the sun goes down. Plenty of sunshine to enjoy tomorrow, and then look at this warm up, 90 degrees on Sunday. I'll have more details coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster has called a special session up a limit on student loans. What this means for students looking for higher education, we'll have the details up next.
Hello, I'm Adria. Welcome to Cash 3.
Quiet weather continues for us with warm, sunny, and dry conditions, but it will really start to feel like summertime this weekend. And when are we finally going to see some rain? I'll have all the details when we return.
We're ready, so let's go.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back and happy Friday Eve to you. I hope you have a nice week so far, and it's been a beautiful week overall. We've been mostly dry. We started out cooler, and now we're ending the week on a warmer note. So this is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, mostly sunny and sitting right at 80 degrees. Winds are out of the northwest, only at 8 miles per hour. Earlier today, it was a little bit breezy, and that's because we had a cold front come through last night. And behind that front, we have drier air with dew points only around 40, and the sunset will be in an hour from now. Now, looking across the southeast, we're still on the cooler side of things, especially as you go just to the north and east of us. 64 in Raleigh, but then 25 degrees hotter to the west, 89 in Dallas. So we have all of this warm air moving in our direction, and you can see high pressure is building into the CSRA. There's the cold front out to sea that pushed through last night. Unfortunately, that was a dry front, so no beneficial rain from it, and it's just bringing in this reinforcing dry air. So another sunny and dry day tomorrow. The winds will be lighter, but because of the fact we still have very low humidity with dry soil, we will still have a slight fire danger threat, so not a good idea to burn outside with the fires that could easily get out of control with these conditions. Also, prepare for a chilly start. 49 degrees, that's well below average for this time of the year, and could be our last time seeing the 40s on the forecast for quite some time. Low temperatures will be in the 60s in just a couple days from now. So here's our future cast tonight. High pressure is moving in. That's driving in the north wind. That will bring in the cooler air for tomorrow morning, but very quickly the winds start to come out of the south, and that's going to heat things up this weekend. We're going to have a ridge of high pressure across the southeast, and around that ridge we're going to have some scattered showers and storms. So this will be staying to the north of us this weekend, but by the time we get to the middle to end of next week, we could be seeing a few showers and storms in our forecast. But this weekend is a-okay for outdoor plans. Just be sure to stay hydrated, as it will be a bit hotter than it was a few days ago. 90 on Sunday, and like I mentioned, those low temperatures getting into the 60s as well. Fortunately, the humidity will still be pretty low, so we don't have to worry about the heat index really being any higher than the actual air temperature. But notice the temperature staying right around 90 even into this time next week. So every Thursday our drought monitor updates, so I do have some new information to share with you. You can see this week we have a little bit of improvement in southern Richmond and northern Burke County. However, we are going to be in this dry pattern over the next several days to come, so that could end up causing worse drought conditions when we have that update next Thursday. Notice just around a 20 to 30% chance of rain starting throughout the middle of next week, and that's because I'm expecting that summer-like pattern to really take shape with high temperatures in the upper 80s, pop-up showers and storms each day. Hopefully some places get some pretty good rain totals from that chance as we go into next week, but as of now looks like pretty spotty activity. We really just need a few days in a row of just non-stop rain, Dee, but it's just not happening.
Not with any like hurricane or anything, just rain.
No, not that yet.
Yeah,
no rain with the wind.
That's right.
And no storms, but just a nice
rain.
Just a nice rain.
Maybe we'll get that soon. Thanks a lot. Coming up, parents on Capitol Hill raising awareness on online safety for children, why they are urging Congress to take action when we return.
Drive into summer Low News Nation.
Coming up, a video on Instagram is going viral on how it feels to fill up your tank. We'll have the story after the break.
Springtime in Augusta means azaleas, golf, and strawberries at the Dixie Belle Peaches store. Come in today and get large, delicious strawberries, fresh and direct from the local farm. Dixie Belle has strawberries by the basket or by the bucket, perfect for cakes or pies. And don't forget the famous strawberry ice cream. Find Georgia pecans, homemade sourdough bread, plus gift baskets, and everything you need for spring. So bring your family to the Dixie Belle Peaches store, exit 200 off I-20, located next door to the Waffle House.
This selection is
thrivebaby.com. Click, click.
Get 25 on the name and get 25, 35 on the name and get 35, 45 on the name and get 45, 55, 65, 75 on the name and get 75, 85 on the name and get 85, 95 on the name and get 95, 100 under 10. Get 110 on the name and get 10.
This video has gone viral with over 13,000 likes. Some people laughing at the video. Uncommented, notice it started at $25. Another person said sold for $200 to the gentleman in the Ford is so true. It's expensive. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, and you know, what's sad is I'm grateful for the prices here because I was just down in Florida where it's $4.50. So I'm still seeing around like $3.99 here. I'm like, all right, we're under $4 for now.
I was talking to my aunt in Connecticut, and she was telling me how much it's costing up there. A cousin flew in a few weeks ago from California, and she was talking about the prices out there. So we're doing okay here, relatively speaking.
Yeah, we'll power through. But man, well, the forecast is also showing rising numbers. You can see we're hitting 90 on Sunday, and we'll be around the 90-degree mark into next week as well, with some slight rain chances by around next Wednesday through the following weekend. But in the meantime, no rain in the forecast this weekend, so spend some time out by the pool, the lake, head to the coast. It's going to be a nice summer-like weekend.
All right, well, there you have it. She said it. Go out there and have some good fun. Thanks for joining us. Our next news is at 11 here on News Channel 6. Have a great and safe night.
Insurance companies don't make
income tax to help struggling families who are just trying to make ends meet. I'm Blake Tillery, true conservative, and I'd be honored to have your vote.
We're more than your service company. We're your neighbors. Castle Brothers provides heating, cooling, plumbing, drains, electrical, and generators with 5-star care anytime you need us. For whole home peace of mind, call on Castle for comfort. CastleBros.com.
An accident can pause life, but it does not have to stop it. Mike Hostelow Law Firm helps you recover, rebuild, and keep moving forward.